Hello Capricorn friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Capricorn June 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Capricorn is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other placement of Cap that you're watching for. What we're going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Capricorn, so birthdays around January 15th through the rest of the sign, or Cap placements around 23 degrees or so through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Aquarius reports, as both the Cap and Aquarius reports will have relevance for you very late degree friends. I'm calling the theme of this month, 10 ways for Capricorn to make this month awesome. And truth be known, some of the things you're going to be working with here will have a much longer shelf life than just this month. So we're going to talk about some general aspects this month that will affect you, as it will affect everyone in the zodiac. And then we're going to hone in on these very special, specific Capricorn missions to make this month awesome. So this month we have slightly more sweet aspects compared to the salty ones. Salty aspects are ones that I call them salty when they are inharmonious and are little bumps. So we will have some of those, but we still have more sweet aspects compared where the stars are getting along, and that does add one layer of flavor to the month. We're also easing out of eclipse season. The Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle is in its second to last manifestation in April and May, and we are still in the tail end of the season where news and information can come in. But for most people, the majority of the big news, the big shockers, the big trajectory shifts will have really started to crystallize in April and May. But June is a time where more information may still come in, and decisions may be made around, or more clarity may come around the implications of what happened from those eclipses. If you want to understand more about how those eclipses may manifest for you as a Capricorn, listen to my Capricorn April and May reports, because I go into details about that. But for this month, we just need to know that we're not out of eclipse season, but we are out of the most heat of it. And so as such, things might start calming down. Your nervous system might start calming down. The foreboding and, just sort of the feeling like your finger's stuck in an electric socket for months might start toning down a bit this month and get a little bit of a break from that energy. Something that's very important to know is that June 1st through 19th, we have the last open period free for personal planet retrogrades and their shadow periods for a while. So on June 19th, the pre-transit shadow period before the Venus retrograde will begin. And Venus rules love and romance and relationships and money and finances and self-esteem and beauty and design and more. So there are a lot of implications. Between the pre-transit shadow period, the actual retrograde, and the post-shadow transit, this is taking us into October of 2023. So very long transit. Don't fear Venus retrograde. I love Venus retrograde, and I'll be talking more about that, in the months where it's actually retrograde. But if you want to get ahead, a heads up on what you might start noticing at the end of June as this pre-transit shadow period starts, look for my YouTube video on Venus retrograde. It's very comprehensive, but it's also short. And I also have two blog series on, let's see, I don't even remember everything I have on there, but I have a ton of Venus retrograde stuff at anniehelpsyou.com in the blog section. Retrogrades are one of my areas of expertise that I've been tracking and sharing about for a very long time. You can also find more retrograde info in my book, Planetology: How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe. So if you're into retrogrades and working with them. But the big thing to know now is towards the end of the month, we'll start that inward and backward trek where we become the earthworm going back over soil, making it very fertile for present and future growth. So this energy of June 1st through the 19th is this pushing forward, this blossoming, this pushing out, this oomph, a time when it's easier to schedule things and it's more forward moving and it's more progressive and it's more clear. And then, towards the end of the month, we start to shift gears back into that retrograde where we more or less sit on the shore and see what comes to us and deal with things as they come. But June 1st through 19th is an active web weaving time. I always like to use the analogy of the spider. The spider is actively weaving new webs in all different areas, June 1st through 19th. And then after the 19th, the spider hangs out and sees what comes in its web without having to go and conjure a bunch of stuff. Okay, so now let's go into these 10 ways for Capricorn to make this month awesome. So the first thing is to add variety to your routine. You've got Gemini Sun, Gemini goddess, star goddess Juno. Mercury will be in Gemini, new moon in Gemini on June 18th. All of these energies are crowding into your house of your daily routine. Okay, so things you do every day. And Gemini sends the message that variety is the spice of life. So any places where things have gotten stodgy, where, maybe you've been in the school circuits for the year, or you've been, in just your not summer circuit and things have been kind of monotonous, now is a time to actively add variety to your daily experience, to your routines. And it's a very exciting time where experimenting and just kind of doing something different is really going to benefit you. Okay, so number 2 way for Cap to make this month awesome is to research and experiment with options to be healthier. All right, this 6th house that's lit up by all these Gemini placements also rules your health. And Gemini is the energy of research and information gathering and experimentation. So applying those directly for Capricorns, this is a great time to try a new meditation, try an app that can help you with your health, try different practitioners or different modalities that can ease your stress, take some of your burdens, put some of your burdens in perspective, make things a little lighter for you, which I know, having so many Capricorn placements myself, we really need this. All right, so this is a great way to use the energies this month for making this month awesome. The number 3 way for Caps to make this month awesome is to start seeing fun as a prioritized investment. Okay, notice I'm using the word investment. Most Caps I know don't like to spend money frivolously, but if it feels like an investment or something worthwhile that will add to the long term and hold value, then, we're usually all about that. So it's not always easy to see fun and frolic in that light, especially when there's so much to do. And Caps always have, a lot of people that they're tending to take care of, and a lot of responsibilities. But if you start to reframe, there are so many reasons why this can be a time that you really start to reframe fun as a priority. All of this energy in Taurus is crowding into your house of fun. And Taurus is a fellow earth sign. So every planet that's in Taurus is making a beautiful aspect with Capricorn placements. And all of that is in this house of fun, the bucket list house, as I like to call it, and the Taurus energy representing like the money, the finance, the investment. And then the 5th house energy that's being lit up is the fun. All right, so this is a way you can make this month and beyond awesome. And you do have a lot of short-term energy crowding this house, but we also have a lot of long-term energy here. So we've got Jupiter here for the whole year with a chance to expand everything in the 5th house: love, romance, true love, children, creativity, fun. So we've got the power of Jupiter behind us for a long period of time, and we have the power of other planets here for the short term to really start to make this shift. Plus having a little break from the retrograde energies, lightening of the eclipse energies can add to this. The number 4 way that Caps can make this month awesome is to surprise your family or someone else close to you with a fun experience, or just for yourself. Take a sudden opportunity to go on a retreat with a friend, or say yes to something that somebody offers you that maybe you wouldn't usually do. The energy of the planet Uranus, which is bringing surprises and things out of the blue, has been in this fellow earth sign for a long time. And it's combining with the star goddess Vesta, which rules home and family or people close to you, or your sacred flame, that light in your being that is often not fed very well when we've got a lot of responsibilities. So Uranus and Vesta making this conjunction gives me the inspiration for me and you, all of the Cappy placements, to really, use that positive aspect of the element of surprise that Uranus can bring and things out of the blue, and the positive connection with family, a loved one, or again, yourself and your own sacred flame, fueling that. Do something on a whim that can be energizing for you and really fan the flames of your passion and your joy. Okay, so the number 5 way that Capricorns can make this month awesome is to put your financial power behind your creativity and passion. So on this topic of your creative flow and the things that you love to do, start seeing your financial power as something that it's important for you to put behind your creativity and passion, right? So a lot of Capricorns have made it to where they are today, myself included, by a massive amount of hard work, discipline, all of the Saturnian lessons that we live with. We live with that Saturn, taskmaster sitting on our shoulder saying, go work, do your stuff. So now is a time where you can really start to make the decision to put your financial power, the investments that you've put in your time and your work, into your creativity and passion. And again, see that as a worthwhile investment along with the fun. Okay, the number 6 way for Capricorns to make this month awesome is to apply consistency and discipline to your expression. So on the topic of Saturn, which is our ruler, natural ruler of the 10th house of Capricorn, Saturn has recently changed signs and positions in our chart and is going to spend 3 years focusing on our 3rd house of communication and expression. So we're talking about this for the short term because we have all this extra earth energy now, but this is actually a very long-term way that that you can apply this energy for long-term awesomeness. So what do I mean by that? Some ways this can look. Let's say you've always wanted to write a book. Saturn is telling you, do a paragraph a day. Have your consistency, that consistency that you apply to everything else in life or other certain things in life, and put it behind your expression. Maybe you've wanted to take a Toastmasters class, so you invest the time and money in that. Toastmasters talks about public speaking and conveying messages in compelling ways. Maybe you've got connections with relatives that you've been wanting to invest in, even, cousins, uncles, aunts, putting power into and time and consistency into writing them letters or calling them or texting them. Something involving your communication, your expression, your connecting with other people, you being heard and hearing other people. You can put consistency behind that at this time and beyond to experience immeasurable joy. Okay, so the number 7 way for Capricorns to make this month awesome is to trade ego for love and let it sizzle, or trade ego for compassion and positive solutions in your other relationships that you have. Okay, so this month you've got Venus going through your house of relationships. That can bring harmony on its own. At some point, Venus is going to connect with Mars. This doesn't happen often. It's not super rare, but Venus and Mars get together. It's a beautiful blessing. It's these, different energetics that are combining in this sizzling, feisty, fiery, creative sign of Leo. And all of this, now this is in your 8th house of deeper relationships. So the off side of Leo, all the signs have their spectrum of lowest to highest expression. So the lower expression of Leo can be ego battles. So a way that you can make this month awesome, the number 7 way, is for you to trade an ego battle for sizzling love or sizzling romance, or a positive, creative solution to a problem that you have in any of your relationships. All right, so the 8th way that Caps can make this month awesome is to heal family wounds with radical understanding and forgiveness. All right, so where I'm getting this from in the chart is that we've had Chiron moving through our 4th house of home and family. This has been happening for years. It's going to continue happening for years, but it is happening now, and so it is very current. And Chiron has to do with woundedness, and so when it's in this space of the family and the home, it can bring up childhood wounds. So a way that we can heal that is with trying to radically understand the position that the other person's in. Some people just do things so bad that you just can't make excuses for them. But when we hold resentment towards other people, that poisons us sometimes more than the other person. So for ourselves and for others, just trying to put the shoe on the other foot and just to look for the ways where maybe that person can have a voice as well and try to apply forgiveness is a way that you can make this month awesome. Maybe have a really great healing breakthrough or a positive experience with your family line. Okay, the number 9 way to make this month awesome is to end a negative pattern. All right, this potential is coming from multiple areas in your chart, and so if this month you make a choice to find one negative thing that you know is being a detriment to your health, it's being a detriment to your relationships, it's being a detriment to your peace, just one thing, whether it's small or big, try to make a decision to end that. There's a lot of karma clearing energies occurring now with Scorpio, because in Scorpio are a lot of these deep karmic patterns that we have. I mean, really, we can find deep karmic patterns in every placement in astrology, but this eclipse cycle, when we're at the back end of an eclipse cycle, there's often this chance to clear out karma in a radical way, and you might be able to take an active role in that by making the choice to let something go that's not serving you. And the last way to make this month amazing, which of course there are way more than this, but I'm going to have to cap it eventually, right? So we'll do 10, is to reimagine your financial picture Pluto style. All right. So Pluto has recently changed signs into Aquarius. It's going to dance back and forth between the late degree of Capricorn. It doesn't matter. It's never going to get far enough away from your second house to not be influencing. And the second house is the house of finances, which, by the way, is also the ruler of Taurus, or Taurus is the ruler of the second house. And there are all those placements in Taurus that we talked about before. So there are a lot of ways this energy is coming up for the short term and the long term. So using this nice, clear, forward-moving energy, if you can reimagine your financial picture, imagine you have atomic energy to support that, because you do. For 20 years, you'll have atomic energy to support your financial picture. And it's not just your finances, it's also your material experience. You know, you're just being on the earth and how you're navigating through that. But I'm going to give you a project this month to really reconsider and really imagine what you want to use this personal nuclear power bank to do to transform your financial experience and your material experience. If you want to have more information on how to make this month awesome, definitely sign up for my free email newsletter by joining my free VIP community at anniehelpsyou.com. I only send out a few emails each month, but you as a member of that community get access to special promos. You get my written report for each month a month early. You get blog connections to help you, or blogs that I wrote and some people on my team, to help you make the most of the story possibilities. You can see all that at anniehelpsyou.com. If you want to be an astrologer or to use astrology to help yourself and your friends, or you want to do it professionally, you will love my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course, which you can see at anniehelpsyou.com, or you can go straight to beastropro.com, beastropro.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.